During the November 2016 presidential election, 16 million people with disabilities reported voting. The voter turnout rate of people with disability was 62.6%. The turnout rate for people with visual impairment was 53.7%, which was even lower. The voter turnout is low because people with visual impairments face barriers in voting. Specifically, they need assistance in filling out the ballots because the current system is not blind-friendly. How do the visually impaired and blind individuals vote? It's estimated that as many as 10 million Americans are blind or visually impaired. Their voice is just as important as any other voter's voice. Our solution aims to provide them this option. Take the story of my friend Amy, a blind individual who wanted to vote privately but couldn't do so. Amy almost lost her sight completely several years ago. Despite nearly losing her vision, she went to the polls to vote independently with the help of her magnifier, but the officers there refused. It bothered her so much that the officers knew everything she voted for. Currently, blind people can go voting on-site and vote with the help of an accessible voting machine. But going to the polling site is not convenient for them, as the voting machines are difficult to use and the staff working there tend not to know how to use it. Alternatively, they can request an absentee ballot, but they cannot read it as Braille ballots cannot be read by the vote tabulation machine. So they need assistance reading and filling out the ballot. After running background research and interviewing experts, we found that the blind and visually impaired community values the rights to voting independently. They also prefer to vote at home. They also prefer using voice commands over reading Braille, since some of them cannot understand Braille and write. How can we make this experience better for blind individuals based on our findings? Absentee Voting Assistant, or AVA, is a supplementary app that works in conjunction with screen readers blind people already use, such as VoiceOver. AVA helps the blind and the visually impaired individuals vote independently at home. Users can adjust the voice speed and volume using the same gestures as VoiceOver. Users can submit their vote independently by operating the touchscreen or by voice control. AVA can also help with checking the printed ballot. Imagine you are blind and you want to vote independently and conveniently. First, you launch AVA on your phone at home. Use the voice or button to control the system.
You fill out your ballot. If you want me to skip the sentence I'm saying, please say skip or click the skip button.
AVA will then pull up the ballot for your state, ward, and precinct.
What's your state? Spell the state out or type it using the keyboard.
Michigan.
Take Michigan. Say confirm or click the confirm button to continue. Otherwise say edit or click the edit button to change. Is your ward F? Your precinct 1-2? Got it. So your state is Michigan. Your ward is F. Your precinct is 1-2.
You will then start voting after hearing all the choices by speaking the number of the candidate or click on the choice on the screen. You can also listen to the proposals and then submit your choice.
Number 2 Mark Green, number 3 Nate Tyler, and number 4 Ford Write-In. Please tell me the number for which you wish to vote, or type it on the keyboard.
Number 2.
Okay, you chose number 2, Mark Green.
AVA will ask you to confirm your choices and connect to a printer.
Ward, you chose number 2, Mark Green. For election 2, proposal Wayne County Community Public Safety Preservation Village, you chose no. Now, let's print out your choices on the ballot. Before that, may I please have your permission to open the Bluetooth and link to your printer?
Yes.
Thank you. Let me tell.
After confirming your choices with AVA, you can use it to confirm your ballot's orientation and insert it into the printer. AVA will direct the printer to only print out a black square on the inserted ballot where the user would have shaded in. Now you want to confirm you printed out the right choice. AVA can easily detect the ballot and confirm that your choices have been printed. You can then ask your family, mailer, or others to help you fill out the envelope and mail the ballot.
Phone over the ballot to let me check the choices you made. Now, follow my instructions. Move the phone a little higher, lower, forward, backward. Okay, this is the right side of the ballot. Your choice is, for election 1, partisan section, city, council member, first ward, you chose number 2, Mark Green. For election 2, proposal Wayne County Community Public Safety Preservation Village, you chose no. If there are any mistakes, you can call your local clerk to request.
By using the smartphone as an external eye and transfer station between the ballot and the printer, users can vote as an independent individual with confidence. Thus, AVA empowers visually impaired people by giving them the ability to vote independently and in the comfort of their own homes. As one of our blind interviewees said,
"That is easy breezy." I really like the concept. It's very much needed, and as a person who belongs to the blind and visually impaired community, I want to thank you guys for this.
AVA also supports visually impaired people by engaging them in the political process and making their voices heard by the world. By raising their voices, we hope to create a more inclusive and accessible society open to individuals of all walks of life.